In a quiet village surrounded by dry hills and dusty roads, there lived a man named Daniel. Daniel worked hard every day. From sunrise to sunset, his hands were busy, yet his heart was always heavy. Daniel feared one thing more than anything else: lack. Every morning he woke up worried. Will there be enough food? Will there be enough money? What if tomorrow is worse than today? Even when things were going well, Daniel could not rest. His mind was always racing with fear about the future. If he received money, he immediately worried about losing it. If he had food, he feared it would run out. His life was full of effort, but empty of peace. One afternoon, Daniel sat outside his small house, staring at the dry ground. An elderly shepherd passed by slowly with a small flock of sheep. The animals moved calmly behind him, not rushing, not afraid. Daniel watched them curiously. How can those sheep walk so peacefully? He wondered aloud. The old shepherd heard him and stopped. They trust their shepherd, the man said gently. Daniel frowned. Trust? How can animals trust so easily? The shepherd smiled. Because they know the shepherd will lead them to water, to grass, and away from danger. Daniel looked at the sheep again. They followed the shepherd without hesitation. Then the old man asked Daniel a question that struck his heart. Tell me, who is your shepherd? Daniel did not answer. That evening, Daniel went inside his home and opened his worn Bible. His eyes fell on a familiar line. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The words felt different this time. Daniel whispered them slowly. The Lord is my shepherd. He paused. If God is truly my shepherd, he thought, why do I live like a sheep that believes it has no shepherd? All his life he had believed in God, yet he lived as if everything depended only on him. His fear of lack had become stronger than his trust in God. The next morning, Daniel made a quiet decision. Before starting his work, he prayed, Lord, if you are my shepherd, teach me to trust you. The prayer was simple, but something changed inside him. Daniel still worked hard, he still planned wisely, but he stopped feeding his mind with fear. Whenever worry tried to rise, he would speak the words again. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Slowly, peace replaced panic. Months passed. Daniel noticed something surprising. Provision seemed to come in unexpected ways. A neighbor offered him extra work. A harvest was better than expected. A friend shared food during a difficult week. But the biggest change was not in Daniel's circumstances, it was in his heart. The constant fear of tomorrow began to fade. For the first time in years, Daniel could sleep peacefully at night. One day, Daniel saw the same old shepherd walking again with his flock. This time, Daniel smiled. The shepherd looked at him and asked, How is your heart now? Daniel answered with quiet confidence, I finally understand the sheep. The old man raised an eyebrow. Daniel replied, I used to live like I had no shepherd, always afraid of tomorrow. He paused, then said softly, But now I know the truth. He looked toward the hills and repeated the words that had changed everything. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And from that day forward, Daniel still worked, but he no longer lived in fear of lack. He lived in trust of the shepherd.